Okay, I decided I'm going to go for it. I've never done a side fall before, but I'm going to do it. Like, I've not done a full version like this before. I've done little Yorkies and junk. So, first of all, what I'm going to do is, well, heck, actually, I probably could cheat. Yes, I could. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. So I am going to take a little bit of this out of here. Otherwise, oh, I'm going to steal a little bit more hair out of there. So I'm going to create a little, I don't even know what you call it, like a little, as if they're wearing a headband area in the front. That's probably not. That's probably not short enough. And she has very floppy hair, so I am going to have to use a bit of product. But honestly, it's getting taken short afterwards anyways, so it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm guessing that I'm going to want my shorter side on this side. Just kind of making this up as I go. And we're definitely going to have to take this side shorter. Oh, you're cute. And if I had to guess, this needs to lay a bit better. Oh, now this is fun. I wish I was allowed to do this kind of stuff to you all the time. Now, if her hair was, well, there's a couple other choices I could have made. I could have not taken off so much over here. Maybe I shouldn't have, but what I was thinking is that I will do this. So it'll cover up that area, but it won't want to flop forward. That was my cheat, is that I can do that, right? I'm also going to shorten up this ear, because I think it needs to be offset. Plus she must have had mats or something, and that side is shorter. So I'm going to find that ear leather, and I'm going to give her kind of a short, short bobbed ear on this side. I am going to leave the hair underneath. The reason why is if I did cut it out, you would have, her ears are kind of high and floppy. So I'll just show you. I'll hold all the hair underneath them. Maybe I will. Here, hold all the hair underneath back. And she would have this little ear here. It might have space under there. I might want to do it actually. Or with it underneath, it creates volume. So this is where it's fun to play, because sometimes you don't know. Can you see what I'm doing? Right now I'm leveling up the hair underneath with the hair I cut from her ear. Oops, sorry. I keep bumping it. I'm really sorry. You're gonna hate my videos. Back, sweetie. Now this hair is gonna move a bit, so I'm gonna try and comb it this way and that way, and you know, take the sharpness off of these layers under here as much as I can. This definitely isn't a practical living hairstyle, but it sure is sweet. Oh, isn't this fun? Don't you love doing something that you just say, oh man, this is fun? Alright, so now if I wanted to make this really wild, I would add some airbrushing. Maybe I will. Airbrushing some highlights, because it will help it really stand out. I also would perhaps curl, and I definitely would add feathers, that kind of thing. So with the one side being longer than the other, I like contrast. Because this is such a sharp angle, I think I will taper this one. Come here, baby. Taper this one. If it was curled or something, you wouldn't have to worry. You could just do whatever. But this one has quite a strong line from being groomed by the owner in the past, and I've just not touched it all this time. So I think I would just soften any obvious cut marks to kind of make it angled, because that's what I feel it needs. Come here, sweetie. I'm sorry, come on. Come here. You can see that the hair underneath is what I'm having the separation with, because it's just growing out. So that's what I'm softening with the edge of the, because the ear itself doesn't really have much hair on it. And I don't need a ton of hair back there, so I'm actually gonna layer that up a bit. Right, babe. So I'm just taking blenders because I want it to be really natural looking. Not like this is natural as in the dog grew this way, but as in it's not an obvious blunt line, I guess. Whoops. Okay. So because she's white, I'm finding everything blending in all together quite a bit. I'm actually going to steal that. Oh, that knot in there. And I'm going to grab some color, so hang on a second. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of airbrushing. I'm using Crazy Liberty brand temporary ink, and their airbrush. So I've already loaded it. You could choose whether to do all over color or sections of color. Personally, I like to do little sections of color, I think, so we'll do more of a peekaboo effect. Grab some, and if it blends in with the hair beside it, it's not the end of the world, because it'll just, hi sweetie. And then I'm going to go back through with some purple. And this just washes out, but I find it's not easily transferable as some other brands, so I really like it for that. So I should do a piece of this. All right. So as it's still a bit damp, I'm going to take a brush and probably brush it through a little bit. Switch to purple. I'm always testing my color first on a paper towel to make sure I'm getting the color that I want, because sometimes it can, you know, it's darker than you want or whatever. No, I got color in my hands. Better be careful. Come here. I can't touch you now. This is her normal wiggliness. Hey, sweetie. Put that piece down. All right. What I like about airbrush is it doesn't have to be perfect, because you just add a touch of color and it looks so good. Like, I guess if you're doing a design or something, yeah, you want nice crisp edges, but then use a stencil. So, all right, I'm out of color now. So turn that off. So now take a brush and just try this in a little bit more. Hi. I might have to go use my dryer if it doesn't dry in a couple seconds here. Hi. Better be careful. Hi, sweetie. I can see I want to shorten this already. That's the good thing about playing with it a little bit. All right. While that's drying for a minute, we're gonna work on a few things, such as this right there. You can see the it's just a little bit damp in some of the strands, but it'll come the more you work it. I just don't want to brush it out too much. So let's shape that a little bit. I am going to tighten that up. You look like from the front. Not bad. Yeah. See, this is why you don't go crisp it up till you're done, because I've gone and tweaked it now how many times and wasted time, right? You're almost done, sweetie. You're almost done. All right. So now grab some. Decided I almost didn't want it to be too perfect looking. Oh, there goes my comb. On the top part. So what I used was a little bit of the canine texturizing spray, because it's not a crazy hold. I have sent hairspray home in dogs before and not had an issue, as long as you're not using too much. And then I'm using a little bit of glitter just to give it that extra oomph. I don't know if you can see it, but it really sparkles. And it's not so much that's going to drive the owners crazy or anything like that. So there you have it. There is my funky 2 different Asian style faces, and I would play all day if I could, but I have to get this girl done and going home. Let's oops, sorry, that's still sideways for you. Here, Rosie. Oh, you're deaf. Come here. There's my little girl, okay? Hope you enjoyed.